All right, ladies and gents, I just finished wiring up one of these Harbor Freight trailer kits. I've seen different videos on wiring them, and you know, I got bits and pieces from everything. Some of it I just sort of tried to figure out on my own. My ideas are not necessarily original one way or another, but here's what I did. So I started here. I got myself some wire loom from Harbor Freight. I think I went through 4 packs of this stuff. 1/2 inch here along the tongue, and then everything else is 3/8. I probably would have doing it over again. I would have kept this at 3/8. It really didn't need to be 1/2 inch, but that's what I ended up doing. So anyway, I ran it underneath the hitch mount tube. And then I got these little 1x1 3M adhesive cable tie mounts, putting them every like 18 inches to 2 feet or wherever it makes sense to put one. Run underneath the inside of the frame rail. Now unfortunately, right here at this pin, because the tongue folds, the wire has to stay with the tongue, so you can't run it up underneath. And mount it there. As you can see, I mistakenly started mounting it there and then remembered what I was doing. But anyway, so I had to put that underneath. It'd kind of almost be nice if they'd snuck a little hole underneath this pin for the wire, but you know, I wasn't going to do that myself. It's not that important to me. I didn't want to compromise the integrity of the steel there, so whatever. But anyway, here's where it gets more interesting. I ended up, my last mount's here, then I made a loop here so that when this thing swings away, it'll have slack here. So as you can see, I still have all 4 wires in this loop. I run it back here. Right here is where the green and the yellow split. So yellow's going this way over to the left side. Green is heading on back to the rear here on the right side. And I already have it covered up, but I have a heat shrink butt splice in here. I think it's one of the yellow ones, a yellow heat shrink butt splice, powering this marker light. And then I also have a ground wire here. It's gonna be hard to see, but yeah, there's a ring terminal and a self-tapping screw. I don't know what size it is. I just got the smallest I could get. You can figure that out. I had to drill the hole myself, of course. So that was that. The kit gives you like these little, I think they're called suitcase or briefcase splices, but they don't look very watertight. They look pretty chintzy. They're easier to do, but just get yourself some heat shrink butt connectors. So anyway, as you can see, I'm into the 3/8 loom on this now. Right here's where I ran out of the 1/2 inch. So that's the last of the 1/2 inch. These are 3/8. But anyway, my 3/8 going back to the rear right light runs along here. The inside of the frame, I'll probably put more pads here. And again, I don't know how long those pads will hold up, but I figured if I use a bunch of them, maybe they'll hold up longer. I just didn't want to drill holes to mount wire on this thing. So here, because this thing folds, you have slack here. My last mount is here, and I have a loop-de-loop here. I ended my loom here so that the wire can kind of slide through this hole and hopefully pull or push wire as it needs to, whether you're folding or unfolding. I'll probably wrap that bare wire in electrical tape. The loom is just too big and to let it pull in and out of there smoothly, so I stopped my loom there. And then getting to the other side, you're just mirroring the same thing. Comes out of here, makes a little loop. My first mount is there. Then I'll put more mounts here, feed it through these holes. It's kind of a pain with the 3/8. You could probably try. You'd probably get away with 1/4 inch here, maybe. I don't know if you can shove the butt splices in there. I guess if you stagger them, you can. You could probably fit them in the 1/4 inch. So if I was you, I'd probably even think about trying the 1/4 inch. Other than it's just harder to stuff the wire into because it's small. But I've seen guys blow holes through here to put the wire through to get to the tail light, but I really just didn't feel like doing that. This wasn't that big of a deal to me. I'll probably put another cable tie holder like here, or maybe even underneath on the bottom of the frame, hoping it'll hold up. But again, you can see here I got the blue heat shrink butt splices, self-tapping screw I drilled a hole for. The ground, these all need grounded separately. I think the instructions talk about grounding on stuff like this, but everybody runs into problems, and all my lights lit up the very first time with doing this grounding method. So going over here to the left side, basically you're repeating the same stuff. Here's more of the blue heat shrink butt splices, self-tapping grounding screw, run it underneath. I don't have this shoved in the loom yet the whole way, but run through the hole, run, have a mount here, make a loop so it can pull. This all pulled. I already folded the trailer as well, so this all proved out. I really didn't have to make any changes, so I was pretty pleased. Here's one of the sticky mounting pads. Again, I'll probably put a lot more on here. Run it through this front middle member. Here's another one. Another grounding screw. I did that one through the bottom. Really doesn't matter. I guess pick your poison if you want to get scratched on the bottom or have it poke your wire facing up. So, and then you can see we're back to our front loop where it meets the tongue. Yeah, these bags of wire loom. Let me see if I can find a pack. I can't find one of the packages. I guess I threw them all out. Oh, no, here we go. Yeah, so these were only like $3 a pack. You're gonna need 4 packs one way or another, I think. The half inch was only 7 feet, and the 3/8 were 10 apiece. So basically need 30 feet of the 3/8, and then either another 7 feet of half inch or 7 feet of 3/8, whichever one you want to use, I guess. But, yeah. I already have a 2-inch ball for my hitch, so I was hoping that maybe I was able to upgrade this thing to a 2-inch, but I forgot that the bolt patterns and the bolt sizes are different between an inch and a 7/8 and a 2-inch. So if you get that idea, you might have a better way to do it than me, but I failed at that. So don't think you're just going to go into the store and buy a different part and bolt it right on, because that did not happen. So I got this thing a week ago, exactly a week ago, so I'm pretty much done with the thing. The wiring was a little more of a headache than the actual bolting together. I guess all in all, they probably took about the same amount of time. But the wiring's just more of a pain because you have to think more about it. So anyway, hope that helps. If you have any questions, maybe I can answer them. Or there's a lady who did a real nice video. She didn't wire it the way I did, but she had some nice tips. It was mother-daughter DIY projects, something like that. Maybe I can put her link in my description as well. But she had some helpful little things that just reminded me of things that I ought best to do for my wiring job. But anyway, hope this was helpful. Thanks.